Wrestling fans, welcome to the BWF Wrestling Podcast. And in celebration of Canada's big win in hockey, we are diving into the career of Jacques Rougeau, or more specifically, the Mountie. Before we dig in this week, let's see how co-host G. Patrick Condon is. How is life treating you, bud?
It's fantastic. Thank you for asking. Yes. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been here, mostly because of Bishop. We didn't know if we'd ever come back, and I haven't heard much from you. So why don't you tell me how everything's going in your life? You just kind of disappeared there.
Oh, sorry about that. No, my shoot job, as they say in real life, is just absolutely crazy these days. Busiest time of the year for us. It's called wave season. Everybody's booking their vacations. And anybody out there who needs a cruise booked, a resort booked, anything, come to me, the Bish. I'll book it for you, and you'll get the best prices guaranteed. Little shameless plug there. Heaveaway.com.
Congratulations, bud. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear business is going good. Life is continuing on here. My God, I mean, I'm so late and so unused to this that I forgot to. There we go. Get that Tory blue going up here.
Oh, yeah, nice. That looks good. There you go.
Me and Andrew, producer Andrew, we went to a wrestling show. Not last weekend, or maybe it was. It was. I was in my bid to become Newfoundland's greatest politician. I had a culture mania day. Went to a play that was about two guys trapped in an apartment building during a storm. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then we went to the wrestling show where there was sold out. We had to struggle and fight for seats. Hot crowd. And we saw the end of this guy back here, Don Martini, who was in my first movie back in 2010. And so that was cool. It was good to see him.
And that was with the New Evolution Wrestling, correct?
NEW. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's owned now by a guy named Bill Hart, who is a radio guy here. He's a good guy. Coast 101.1 was a great radio station. And hopefully we'll be able to chat with them. Moondog, also a friend of the show. He was there.
Davis.
Dylan Davis. He had a 6-man tag match, but wrestling is alive and healthy here for sure. Andrew, do you have anything you want to contribute?
It was fun.
I don't know.
It was fun. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Speaking of independent wrestling, I have a show just down the street from me. Our little community of about 200 people in our multiplex. We're getting a show, Real Canadian Wrestling, RCW. They're making their way through. Kamikaze and a few others will be in action. Of course, Kamikaze was on our show before as well. Another friend of the show. Can't wait for that. Man, yeah, as you said, independent wrestling is alive and well. Speaking of independent wrestling, our Mountie, our chronicles this week on the Mountie, Jacques Rougeau, he's big in the independent wrestling. He's had wrestling schools for many, many years. Cannot wait to talk about his career. But before we do, my friend, let's talk about Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania and the impending heel turn from someone. Someone is definitely turning heel at WrestleMania. You know how I feel. I think John Cena is turning heel. You think Cody Rhodes is turning heel. Andrew, what do you think?
I don't know.
Perfect.
Classic. Yeah. Well, I mean, you are. A lot of people are thinking CM Punk might be the man to go corporate as well. I think at the ultimately, my conclusion is nobody knows, because I don't think The Rock told anybody what he was doing before he went out on that promo last Friday, and now people are just going to try to make it up as they go. And I got a feeling that it's not going to be as good as it was last year with the final boss. I have a feeling that this is that The Rock's ego has taken over, and he doesn't see what a miracle last year was and how special it was with the pieces aligned, and that initially his original idea was to come in and be a big baby face and go against Roman Reigns, and now we don't know what he is. He went back and forth between being a good guy and a bad guy in that promo 4 times, I think is the count. And you're looking at Cody Rhodes. I don't think Cody knew what he was talking about, up and to and including The Rock pointing at the belt and saying he wanted Cody's soul. But props for Cody, to Cody, for trying to keep up.
Well, I think it's going to be the complete opposite. I think it's going to be absolutely an amazing moment in the WrestleMania main event. I do agree last year was special. Okay, last year was really, really special. But this year, I'm telling you right now, John Cena going for his 17th World Championship. Of course, he has to win the Elimination Chamber, which we'll talk about in a second. But assuming he does, he goes on to win his 17th championship, or going for a 17th championship. They're going to pay homage to WrestleMania 17. The Rock is going to have John Cena turn heel. Like during the match, I think the way it's going to go during the main event match, they're going to tease Cody going heel. Is Cody going to do it? Is Cody going to do it? Kind of like Roddy Piper in WrestleMania 8 kind of thing. But in the end, Cody's going to say, no, I'm not going to turn heel. You're not going to take my soul. And then Rock's going to switch gears in the match. He's going to go to John Cena, and John Cena is going to accept the offer, turn heel, win his 17th championship, and have an amazing heel run until he's gone in December, where he can put over the next big face, the next big thing of the WWE.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, you've said it now. It's recorded. It's out there for prosperity's sake. If it does happen, we can replay this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You didn't know?
I still don't know what ultimately is going to come from all of this. But I think WrestleMania, the last time that we did a show, we were talking, I think, primarily about WrestleMania was the whole thing, right? I think the card is starting to improve since we last spoke, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they are
hopefully wrapping up their feud at Elimination Chamber.
Or it's going to move on to something else or whatever. So that's good.
That being said, though, coming out of Monday Night Raw last night, it looks like we're getting CM Punk versus Logan Paul.
Yes, and I'm okay with that. I think that's, I know a lot of people aren't, but I think that I would take CM Punk in a one-on-one match with Logan Paul over him being inserted into that triple threat match.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, or anywhere near Seth Rollins. I'm happier with him with Logan Paul than if he was doing a one-on-one program with Seth.
Rumors are Seth Rollins is headed out of the WWE along with his wife Becky, and maybe WrestleMania will be his last match. I don't know, against Roman Reigns, loser leaves town kind of thing. Hopefully, it'll be the one and only time I ever cheer for Roman Reigns in my life. But that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that would be good. That would be good for a lot of different reasons. It would be good to see Seth switch it up, and because he's such a WWE bootlicker, and it doesn't really jive with me. And and he did try to switch it up with the outfits and stuff, and nobody really knew what was going on with that. So I think that him doing a complete makeover, readjustment, indie stuff could be good, could switch it up. And I'd be interested to see what he would do in AEW, actually, which I would imagine is where he's going. So that's good, and that would give some dramatic spice to that storyline with Roman Reigns.
Absolutely. And right now, Gunther, he's on a tear. He's doing some of his best work. Last night, he gave Akira Tozawa the best match of his life. Honest to God. And I don't know, the whole storyline with Jay and Gunther, I'm starting to warm up on it just a little tiny bit. I mean, you can't deny Jay Uso's crowd reaction, the connection he has, man. You can't deny it. It makes you
Nope.
feel good. It makes you feel like Daniel Bryan kind of thing, like all over again. Just that natural. I don't know. He just connects, as I said, with the crowd so well. So it's going to be a crazy moment at WrestleMania to see Jay win a world title. The crowd's just going to explode. They're going to lose their minds. It'll be fun. Jimmy Uso is probably going to win the U.S. title against Shinsuke Nakamura at the same time. But I mean,
Wow, is that really what's happening?
I think so. That's still my prediction. Yeah, exactly. That's still my prediction. Both brothers will be walking out of Mania with titles
That's
around their
brutal.
waist.
I watched SmackDown for the Rock segment for the first time in probably the last time I watched SmackDown was the last time Vince McMahon was on there, I think. And we there was a story about how the women's, and you could stop me before I possibly go over the line with this, but there was a news story that was being reported upon that the women in the WWE are not happy with the booking that they're having, and to hear that story and then watch SmackDown where it was awful, and it's been years, and the entire SmackDown roster of women wrestlers that was featured that night, which is all the big people, are not ready for prime time. They couldn't Charlotte can't do play by play. It was just like awkward. When she did speak, she downplayed the ability of the woman that she's going to be facing at WrestleMania as being a one move wrestler, that she stole that one move from Charlotte. And Charlotte has never been charismatic, and she's never been over. She's a good wrestler comparatively. And then in the ring, Nia Jax, who I love, really is gone down. You know, it's not 2024 anymore. She messed up her big move in rookie mistake of doing her bonsai drop. She landed on her feet and then sat down on what was supposed to be the main spot of the whole thing, on Trish and on Tiffany. Tiffany did a high risk maneuver, completely missed the people that were catching her, and just doesn't think on her feet. So she crashed and burned, and then got up right away. And I saw somebody post about it online that, like, if she had any awareness or clue, she would have used that moment to stay down, and that's what you would do. But that instinct is not there. And I think it was probably the wrong week for the women to say that they want to have more time and storylines devoted to them, because the women's revolution now happened when 2016, 2017, and they've been getting their equal time, and they have all the same belts, they have all the same titles, they have a rumble, they have an elimination chamber, all this stuff, and I don't think that they have shown that their ability is that of the guys.
To play devil's advocate just for 1 second, coming from Raw last night, the women, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bianca and Naomi, they had one hell of a main event on Raw. I was into it. The crowd was into it. The right team won. We got
Yeah.
new women's tag team champions. Great match.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan is really coming into her own, man. Like, she just keeps getting better and better. Even post World Championship run, she just seems to just be getting better still.
Yep. And that's fair. That's fair. I heard that was a really good match too. I didn't see it, but yeah, maybe it was just an off night and a bunch of things stacking up on SmackDown. That was a bad SmackDown, I think, segment to segment, anyways. So I could be a little harsh on it, but it's not I'm thinking right now it is the WWE women. Like if you are talking AEW, allegedly all of their women have sort of upped their game,
Yeah,
and
that
it's a
women's
lot better.
division is on fire these days. I've talked smack about Mercedes Monet for a good part of a year, and I'm here on air right now. I'm taking it all back, man. I take it all back about Mercedes Monet. I was wrong. Her matches in AEW and over in Japan recently have been on fire. I mean, they are very, very good matches. Thomas Tony Storm, she's doing what she's doing, and Chris Statlander, she's improved her game. I mean, there's so many women in the AEW and New Japan that have upped their game. It's great to see and fun to watch. Hopefully, the WWE can catch on to some of that.
Yeah, because I mean, now we got the Elimination Chamber coming up this week, as we started off with this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we thought we had it bad when it was just 5 matches at these PLEs. Triple H has got down to 4 now, and 2 of them are women's matches. The Elimination Chamber match, and then this, you know, tag team match for nothing.
Nia Jax, Candice LeRae versus Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton. I I mean, I get it. They're in Toronto, so yeah, they want to use Trish. But I mean, come on, what is this garbage?
are you going to be putting any money? Are you going to be putting any money on it?
Oh, speaking of money, yeah, we get some betting odds to show everybody here. Um, I will not be putting any money on
On that
anything
match or
on that
anything
match
else?
or anything in general. There's
No.
not really anything for
Yeah.
me. There's no money in it, honestly.
What is it? What do we see here? This, we got ourselves. Is this the men's elimination match? And the odds-on favorite is John Cena. Yeah, yeah. You look at that. Who else? Who else would you potentially put money on?
Punk.
Yeah, but he's already kind of lined up with Logan,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Poor Drew.
Poor Drew. God, Drew and LA Knight or Damian Priest.
Yes,
Mania.
gross.
Come on.
And then
Come
what do we got?
on.
What do we
I
got
could
with
see
the?
Priest because of last year. Priest cost him the match, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, in the title. So I get it, but I mean,
yeah.
come on.
It's a cold. That's a cold storyline though, and Drew McIntyre. I mean, you've really sold me on him, and he carried the company for so much of last year, and now whatever feud he's gonna get into, it's gonna be that LA Knight versus AJ Styles type of feud where it's like just heated up for Mania and done right afterwards and right in the middle of the card on whatever night and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
What other odds do we have on there?
All right. We got Tiffany Stratton and Stratus, who are obviously going to win. Are they? Is that what those odds mean?
Can you move it over a little bit so I can see it? Sorry, to your left, or
Let's see here.
make it. Yeah, there you go. Make it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
You
can you
can't
make it a
see
little, little smaller, a little smaller.
Let's see. Hold on now.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Okay, so yeah, that means Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, they are 20 to 1 odds to win that match. Like my
Yeah.
God.
Well,
Oh, it's filler. I know they need to make Tiffany look good. She gets to rub off Trish. I know. I was even thinking before this match was even made, how Tiffany reminded me of like a 2001 Trish. Um,
they're blonde. You know,
they're both
that's essentially that's what the storyline I think is with her and Charlotte too. That's why I thought that her and Charlotte were going to get in that program. So they're both blonde.
yeah.
But there could be, of course, heels winning that match due to Charlotte Flair getting involved and costing Tiffany the match and doing something with their feud.
Yeah, maybe worth $5, you know? Who
Those
knows?
odds make
Hail
it interesting. Unsanctioned match, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Yeah, I mean those odds are saying that
Kevin
that
Owens is the favorite, yeah.
yeah. Fair enough. I mean, who cares, really? Don't know what's going on with that.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
yeah. And then we got the Elimination Chamber, and so Bianca is the favorite on that to go against who?
Rhea Ripley. That's why they lost the tag team championships last night, I do believe, to free
Mm.
up Bianca for her run against Rhea at WrestleMania. I do believe Rhea is going to be turning heel on Raw next week or very soon thereafter. So, heads
Okay.
up.
Will the fans accept her as being a heel?
I think so. I don't think they've accepted her being a face.
Really? I thought that she was over.
Yeah, not as over as she was with Dominic. It's in my
Right.
opinion. In my opinion, I could be totally out to lunch on that, but
Yeah.
it seems to me she's starting to become a little bit stale. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard for those babyface characters like for somebody with her persona to care that Dominic is cheating on her with Liv Morgan. Like, it really kind of makes her look like a dweeb. So maybe that's what happened there. So, okay, so that's interesting. So, but you agree with Bianca Belair. Fair
I do.
enough. And then, of course, did we talk about the men's one yet? Or yes, did we already talk about? Yes, we
We did
did.
talk
That
about
was
the
the first
men's.
one.
Yeah, this is
All right.
WrestleMania here now.
All right. And yeah, you know,
Look at Jey Uso, 20-1 odds to win the championship. Oh, who would have thought I'd see the day, man? My goodness gracious. It's Flair and Stratton, they are more equal, almost exactly equal. They're
mm,
Flair, the slight favorite over Tiffany.
okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, never bet against Charlotte Flair. Hey, now
Not this WrestleMania, no.
if she wins, does she break any? She's already like light years ahead of everybody in terms of championship.
She will be, I think, either one or two championships away from Flair's championship
Uh,
record, and she's also two divorces away from Flair's divorce record as well. So,
wow,
yeah,
nice. There you go.
Andrade and Charlotte getting the splits.
And congratulations to them.
Congratulations to Andrade, I think,
Yeah.
or in order.
I mean, she doesn't even look like the same person
No,
from a couple of years ago. So,
no.
and that's it. Those are the only two matches that have been set for Mania right now,
Yeah.
officially.
And one more thing I want to go over very quickly before we head on to the Chronicles and the Mountie. AEW, man, they got a big get this week. Have you heard? Speedball, Mike Bailey heading his way over to AEW. He is all elite. I'm a big fan of that.
I
Him and
know.
Ospreay had a big match last year. Match of the year candidate, in my opinion.
Yes.
You know what? He's over there with all kinds of talent now. I can't wait to see him versus Takashita. I can't wait to see him versus Omega. Oh my God, it's going to be so good. I hope he does not get lost in the shuffle, but until he does, let's enjoy the ride of what is Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm
All
excited.
right. Congratulations to him. Uh, with that, do we transition now? We're moving on to our Mountie.
Yeah, let's do the Mountie.
Oh shit! I don't have
You don't have the
anything
graphic.
open.
No graphic. It's okay. Yeah. Chronicles. All right.
Yeah, I was just gonna do like my. That I fucking. Oh, man,
You
swear.
can't even swear. You can't swear either. Oh boy. Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
My professional demure rarely goes down, and I dropped the ball there. Apologies to the nation.
I'm sure the nation will accept your apology. Don't worry about it. It's all good, my friend. But yes, the Mr. Jacques Rougeau, he joined the WWF in the early to mid 1980s as a tag team with his brother Raymond. They were faces at first before turning heel, and they literally feuded with everyone from the Hart Foundation to the Rockers to the Bushwhackers, especially the Bushwhackers. But the biggest feud happened outside of the ring with the British Bulldogs. Dynamite Kid, who was upset at a prank pulled by Mr. Perfect, blindsided Jacques in the backstage area with a vicious assault. And in retaliation, Jacques later attacked Dynamite with a fistful of quarters. Bruce Pritchard recounted his experience on his podcast. As he was watching the incident, he was on the phone at a payphone, and as he was speaking and leaning against the wall, he thought it was weird seeing Jacques and Raymond just hanging around and looking to the catering area while waiting near another wall. And all of a sudden, Dynamite came out of catering, walked around, and Jacques was like, "Hey, Dynamite." And as soon as Dynamite turned, Jacques nailed him right in the mouth of the quarters. The coins went all over the floor. People were shouting. There was a faucet of blood squirting out of Dynamite's mouth and nose. And Raymond would not let anybody near Jacques as he was just picking his shots in with Dynamite as he was on the ground. He said, "This is their fight. Let them go." I mean, anybody who does that to the Dynamite Kid, man, they got balls of steel. Woo!
It's very Quebecois. Like you smash the guy with a fistful of quarters and then continue to punch him when he's down.
Yeah.
And then they're like, nobody get in. This is their fight. It's like one of the guys is toothless now and unconscious.
But then again, according to what Dynamite did, he kind of deserved it. So, and
yes, I mean, he's no angel. He's no angel.
No,
he's no angel. But I remember the end of that sort of thing was they just kept everybody kind of separated from each other, and who was it? Was it the Bulldogs that ended up getting released after, or was it the Rougeaus?
I think the Rougeaus were threatened to be released, but they never actually did.
No. Yeah, because Raymond went on to be the
commentator,
the French WWE
French interviewer. Yeah.
Because I mean, back in the day, when we were all watching wrestling on TV, sometimes superstars would show different things on French RDS or whatever it was. So we are I think more than our American buddies, we are more familiar with Raymond Rougeau. Seemed like a real mild-mannered guy.
He did, and he was good in the ring. They both were. But in 1990, Raymond, he would retire. He would have bad back injuries and all kinds of other injuries. So he would hang him up. Jacques would be repackaged as the Mountie and would debut via vignettes, those promos that would actually introduce a character before they were introduced on TV later on that year. I missed those.
If I could just interject, it was a lot easier to introduce a character when they had a day job.
Well, I guess a Mountie, you mean?
Yeah, and follow him around as he's doing his day-to-day work, kind of like what they did with Duke, everybody's favorite job guy.
Oh, the dumpster. Yeah, Josie, yes.
Like throwing out trash. And then they did it a whole bunch with, I think it was every week. Dusty Rhodes had a new Joe job.
You're right. Yeah, pizza delivery or a plumber or just whatever the hell he was doing. Yeah. Not Raymond, but Jacques would actually take RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police training and preparation for his role. Legit. I have to say what the RCMP is for our American fans. They may not know what that is. So we do have a lot of American fans. Half of our audience are from the USA. Thank you to all our listeners down in the States.
Well, I mean, the statistics also say that whoever's watching this week will never come back again.
Fair enough. That is also
true. Sorry. So thank you. This is the only time we will ever cross paths. People see us once and they go, that's enough. That's enough. I'll subscribe, they'll say, but I will never come back and watch this again. We're still on our legs.
Subscribe by clicking on the bell. Speaking of those promos introducing the Mountie's character, the very first one introducing the Mountie was awesome. Mountie was on his horse when an American got out of his car and he asked for directions back to the States as he was lost. The Mountie gets off his horse and he says to the American, You see this end of my horse, pointing to its face. This end always points towards Canada. Now, and he walks around to the end. You see this end of my horse, pointing to the horse's asshole with the tail lifted up. This end
Bum.
always points to the United States.
That's pretty good. That's
and
a
the
good.
guy gets in his car and takes off. Yeah. So good. It's so funny.
We need somebody like that in office right now for us. That's what I think. He should be the Prime Minister of Canada. That'd show that so-and-so Donald J. Trump, what's up?
You know, in fact, the Mountie was so good in his role, he wasn't allowed to wrestle in Canada as the Mountie due to legal reasons, I guess. But he had to use his real name. The Mounted Police would not let him be the Mountie across the border. He would feud with Tito Santana, our favorite Strike Force, or maybe second favorite Strike Force team member.
Yeah, who's the other guy? Is Rick Martel.
Rick Martel, yes,
oh,
sir.
yeah, Rick Martel all day long.
All day long, yeah. You know what? We're going to do an episode of Rick Martel one of these days. But that being said, yes, Mountie would defeat Tito Santana at WrestleMania 7 with use of his shock stick. What a great gimmick. I love this as a kid. I did, as a kid, find the fake zapping noises to be annoying, but I guess that's what it was meant to do. It was meant to be annoying for us to boo him, so I guess it did its job well. But the summer 1991, we see the Mountie and the Big Boss Man feud over who is the true law and order of the WWF.
Yeah, I mean it's a match written in the stars there, and you knew it was only going to be a matter of time before those boys cross paths.
Yes, and this is such a good feud, such an underrated feud. Go back and watch some of this stuff on YouTube. One of the things I was watching in preparation was the Big Boss Man was supposed to have an interview on Primetime Wrestling. Boss Man's music hits, but the Mountie comes out instead, and he cuts a scathing promo on the Boss Man. But what the fans didn't know at the time, because there's fans in the audience for the interview, what the fans didn't know is that the Mountie had the Boss Man handcuffed to a pipe and was gagging on his own froth while this was happening. It's such good stuff. I mean, Boss Man, Mountie, these are just two over-the-top characters that just mesh so well. Good stuff. Mm-hmm. And this would lead to, of course, the jailhouse match. Probably my favorite Mountie match. No, there's no probably. This is my favorite Mountie match. It's so good. And I'll go through the match first very, very quickly before we head to the aftermath, because that's the best part, is the aftermath. But Mean Gene, he's backstage with the Mountie in front of a paddy wagon and some New York police officers. Gene shows a clip of the Mountie handcuffing the Boss Man to the ropes and zapping him with the cattle prod. Mountie says that after he's done beating the Boss Man's fat mug, these hick cops are going to handcuff him. And then he turns to the police and tells them he doesn't want them to do it the New York style. Oh, no. He wants them to do it the Mountie style. He tells them to shackle Boss Man's ankles, throw away the key, and take him to the New York caboose hoose. The policemen can barely contain their laughter throughout this promo.
So now, looking back at it now, he's an entertaining guy. Did you hate the Mountie? You hated him as a heel? His cheating ways?
No? I didn't hate him. I thought he was entertaining. As I said, I thought the zapping noises were a little bit annoying, but besides that, I actually enjoyed watching the character wrestle. I enjoyed hearing his promos. I enjoyed watching him speak and listening to him speak on the microphone. It was always entertaining. Theme music, underrated. Jacques Rougeau had some underrated theme music between Fabulous Rougeau's and the Mountie. I mean, come on, it's good stuff.
Now, remind me of what his Mountie theme was. Is he singing that one?
Yeah. I'm the Mountie. I'm handsome. I'm brave. I'm strong. I'm the Mountie. I always enforce the law.
Wow.
And so on. Yes. Yeah. Anyway.
That's great.
They had
That's a
a
great
hard hitting
rendition.
match, man. Thank you. They were just clubbing each other back and forth with fists. Boss Man, especially, he was laying it in. Piper said maybe if the Mountie goes to jail, he'll get his man. I thought
Oh, wow.
that was good.
Inappropriate, Piper.
Oh, yeah. Mountie, he hits a pile driver before they slug it out back and forth again. Shock stick time, but Boss Man slaps it out of his hands. It makes the comeback. Boss Man slam gets two. Mountie recovers and tries another pile driver, but Boss Man reverses it into an Alabama slam and pins him to send him to jail. And so the cops come out and cuff the Mountie and drag him to the back while he's screaming like a coward the whole time.
Yes, and this is a multi-segment match too, right? As they go back, that's great. That's a great photo. I love this type of heel, which is, and you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's because I know that he trained Kevin Owens, but I find that it's a Kevin Owens can play this type of heel, which is like goofy, sort of mud on his face. Heel that when he gets his comeuppance, he throws trying to be cool right out the window.
I had no idea he trained Kevin Owens. That is just wow.
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm the one that's telling you this.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Man, great stuff.
If there's a sound effect that can really sort of hit the nail on the head about this kind of moment where I Bishop.
Yeah, where I had no idea about something, and you informed me. But anyway,
we'll make a note of that for next time.
Okay. Afterwards, they show the paddy wagon arriving at the jail. The police remove the Mountie from the van, and he's yelling, "Are you stupid?" They drag him into the building, and so he calls them local hit cops and yells, "I'm the Mountie!" Yes. And then, of course, he's going for the police want to take his fingerprints, and he's like, "You want the finger? I'll give it a finger."
He gives them the middle finger. That's pretty, what year is this? 91, 92, is it?
91.
Wow, that is edgy. That is edgy. And then, I mean, look at him here as they're dragging him into jail. He's, he is yoked. He got big arms, those big Quebecer arms, but he is not looking cool here at all.
No, and then unfortunately for him, he gets confronted by two dudes in his cell who are looking for a good time.
Wow.
And he is screaming at the guards to please let him out as we
and that's the end of the segment, is it? With him presumably being raped in jail.
Yes.
Oh, cool. There you go. Ha ha.
Right. Oh God.
Is that it there? Is that a picture of the guys?
Possibly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're sweet on him. Well, it's good. Good stories.
Luckily for the Mountie, better things are on the horizon.
Yeah, because here's the thing for me is that you think you do the feud of the Mountie with the Big Boss Man, and that's the ceiling for this character gimmick. Where else can he go? They had to bring in Nails, right, for Big Boss Man. Was it Nails and Big Boss Man?
Yeah.
Like, who else is the Mountie going to go after? Who can he defeat? But they saw a future in this character, at least in a transitional way.
They did. At a time when Bret the Hitman Hart was Intercontinental Champion. January 1992, the Hitman was negotiating a contract with WCW. So they did an angle. They, as in the Federation, did an angle where Bret Hart was sick and he had a temperature of like 102 or 103 or something stupid like that. And he had a match with the Mountie. The Mountie would go on to defeat Bret the Hitman Hart for the Intercontinental Championship.
Wow. So wait now, the fever thing was not true. It was work.
It was a work, yeah. And Bret Hart was negotiating a new contract. Didn't know where he was going to go. The Federation didn't know what was going to happen, so they decided to take the title and put it on Mountie and put it on Roddy Piper just 2 days later at the Royal Rumble. It's hard to imagine this Mountie guy was the champion for only 2 days, because it seems to me he's one of the more memorable IC champions of the golden era. But yet it was only 2 days. But I mean, his two big matches were against Brett and Piper in a short span. So I mean, I guess that's what would make it memorable. But I mean, yeah, this guy, he would in those 2 days they had like a photo shoot, the WWF. So I mean, they had their Superstars magazine with all the different profiles and pictures of the superstars, and he was in that magazine as the Intercontinental Champion. I had that as a kid. I mean,
maybe that's why it's so ingrained in your memory that he was a major guy. I knew he was transitional. I didn't realize it was 2 days. That's pretty crazy.
It is crazy, yeah. And yeah, he said he would transition that IC title to Roddy Piper at the Royal Rumble, giving Roddy Piper's only singles title victory in his career.
What is Roddy Piper wearing here?
This is the rematch afterwards. So this is a shockproof vest that Jacques Rougeau came up with.
Yes.
To protect his gimmick. So he would shock Roddy. It didn't work. Roddy would win. There you go.
And then he would take off the thing that says shockproof right across it. That's good. Look, you can't argue with science.
Right. Oh, God. Unfortunately for the Mountie, after 1992, after this, he would start going down, start sliding down the card a little bit.
Was he even at Mania 8? Did he wrestle at Mania 8
Yeah,
at all?
yeah. He was part of the 8-man tag.
Yes.
That infamous...
Yes.
The one that Meltzer gave -2 stars.
Yes, that's right. We covered that in the WrestleMania 8. Didn't we? We did.
We did, yeah.
Yes. Great.
Absolutely.
Well, at least he got a payday back when it mattered.
That's right. Interesting. Mountie said that Bret Hart, while amazing to work with in the ring, he played a lot of politics outside the ring. It was kind of hard to work with in that regard. Opposite with Roddy Piper, he was amazing outside the ring, but inside he played all kinds of politics, and he had to fight, scratch, and claw for everything he could get in the match. There we go. Spit that out.
Nice.
But they would eventually, the Mountie would eventually form a tag team with the man who would eventually become PCO, Carl Ouellet, called the Quebecers.
There you go. Yeah, which is confusing because they're both dressed up as Mounties. I guess the RCMP wouldn't let them call themselves the Mounties, plural, and they went with the Quebecers, or...
Yeah, something like that. But, it's funny that if you go back there and look at that picture, who's that manager? Can you tell me who that is, Mr. Condon?
Is that Mr. Johnny Polo himself? Can you bring that up on screen? Is that on screen? No? Yes, look at that. Johnny Polo, better known as Raven, I guess.
That's right. Look at that mug. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I always forget that Raven was Johnny Polo and was a manager before his whole Raven gimmick. But the Quebecers, man, they won the tag titles 3 times. They had good matches against the Steiner brothers, against the Head Shrinkers, and they were involved in one of my favorite matches, against Owen Hart and Bret Hart at the Royal Rumble 94, where Owen Hart kicked the leg out of Bret's leg and turned heel.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, that was against them, hey? And so Pierre Ouellet.
If we're saying that wrong, we're so sorry. We're Newfoundlanders. We're not French Canadians. We're butchering it, maybe.
Ouellet.
Pierre
Ouellet. He's a big guy. He's a big boy.
Yes.
Is he blind here? Has he lost his eyesight here, or do you know when that happens?
That would come when he becomes a pirate.
Yes. But he's shoot blind, right?
Oh, is he really blind?
Yeah.
I thought it was a gimmick. I had no idea, man. You were just blowing my mind here today with facts. My God.
That's what people come for this show for, and then they never come back again.
Fans, speaking of, I don't know. But hey, if you want to win a prize package, leave it in the comments. Please tell us which superstars. There's a few. Name a superstar that has had a shorter Intercontinental Championship title reign than the Mountie? Leave it in the comments for a chance to win a prize package and at least be mentioned on the show. Get
At
your 2
least.
seconds of fame.
Yes.
But yeah, after wrestling,
give us money. You go to our PayPal, right? What's the deal with this PayPal thing again?
Listen, if you guys out there want us to have interviews with people like the Mountie, with a Bushwhacker Luke, with a Bruce the Barber Beefcake, or a Shockmaster, or whoever, if you want us to have these interviews, please donate. Go to this PayPal QR code on your screen and donate today, and you can vote. You'll have a chance to vote on who we interview with your money. Show it, please, Condon.
Yeah, there it is right there, that nice little QR code. And I was going to bring this up, but you have had interactions with Mr. Mountie himself, have you not?
I lowballed the man an offer when we first started the podcast to come on. He was a very, very good, nice man. Thank you, Jacques, if you're watching. And I do apologize for that lowball offer. I offered the man $1 a minute, thinking that was a good offer back in the day.
Did you put it to him like that?
I did, I did. $1 a minute.
You said I'll give you $1 a minute?
Yeah. Hold on. Talk for a second. I'm going to see if I can find his response, okay?
I would never even think to present that to anybody. That's not appealing to anyone. But hilarious that you went after him. Because I was saying before the show, I mean, this guy, he won't do anything unless he's paid, you know. This is how he makes his living. He apparently, when it comes to training people, like, he's got these kind of predatory things in the contract so that he keeps getting paid from these people. So what did he say when you said to him, I'll give you $1 a minute?
He said, what do you pay and how much followers or views do you normally get? At the time, I told him, I said, we've had multiple shows with over 100 views.
Well, hold on.
Over 1,000 views, something like
that. Hold on now, because you're about to lie. What is it that you actually said to him when he asked you that? All right. What does it say? Our target audience to date is 2.3 audience. Okay. And then he gives you these. I love doing that. Oops. Oh, no. That'd be great. We can get him on right now.
Let's see it again. Okay, here we go.
Appreciate the offer, but we'll pass for now. Thanks for reaching out. And, fairly nice. And did you go say hi to him in Philly?
No, I didn't get the chance, unfortunately.
I'm going to try and do that in Vegas.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to go see him and give him a real offer with some real money for, Wow. Oh, God, I feel bad I did that. Can you believe I did that?
I cannot believe it. I don't know where
former Intercontinental Champion.
I don't know where you would have even come up with that style of pay.
I don't even
know. Like, I've never heard of. It's like a whore or like a sex call worker, like. Is that what you were basing it off of?
Oh, God.
Like $5 for the first minute, $1 a minute afterwards?
Oh, God.
I could see it. Look.
So funny. Oh, man. But anyway.
How many minutes do you think we would talk to him to make it worth it? We'd have to talk to him for like 500 minutes or something.
Yeah, right. For an hour. $60 for an hour. Yes, sir.
I would.
Let's go. Yeah.
I can't believe that I'm here. I
can't believe he actually wrote me back with a dignified response. I want to get effed.
I love him. Yeah. I know.
So this is why, folks, we need you to donate your money to the show so we can make legit offers to these wrestlers.
Yes, that's right. Well, I think that this is probably more entertaining than anything else to see, guys. Maybe moving forward, this is how I'm going to start prorating everybody I deal with by the minute. Oh, man.
Oh, God. Yeah,
but I mean, in a lot of lines of work, like $60 an hour, that's a pretty good wage. I could see where you're coming from with that. There you go.
But yeah, now we know better. Anyway, Jacques, if you're listening, buddy, we'll pay you more. Just we'll pay you more.
All right.
On
What
the
else we
way,
got?
sorry, yeah. Wrapping up the Quebecers' career in the WWF. They're the tag team champions heading into WrestleMania 10, but over the stretch between January, maybe even before that, up into WrestleMania that year, they spent a lot of the time on the road jobbing as champions to everybody else, losing via countout or what have you. They were promised a big win over Men on a Mission in WrestleMania 10 for doing this. Of course, 2 hours before their match at WrestleMania, Vince goes to them. Well, actually, Vince got Pat Patterson to go to Jacques and say, hey, can we talk to you for a minute? Jacques wasn't happy. They ended up losing by count out to Men on a Mission, and then Jacques would give his notice. He was gone a couple months after that. The Quebecers, they would make their way over to WCW for a short stint before heading back to the WWF in 1998 for an even shorter stint.
Well, can I put you on the spot here?
Sure.
What were they called? What were they called in WCW?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Hit them with it.
Not the Quebec.
Oh, you didn't know?
I have no idea either.
Oh, you know what? Either.
No.
Fans, if you know what they were called in WCW, please leave it in the comments for a chance to win a prize package. But yeah, Jacques by 2011 would hang him up. He's done. But as we mentioned, Carl is still going today as PCO. Unbelievable.
I just looked it up actually, and I'm glad that I did. In WCW, 1996 to 1997, they were known as the Amazing French Canadians.
There you go.
Indeed, Andrew. Indeed.
Well, you know what? Jacques is an amazing human being, so I will give WCW that. I will give him that.
Nice.
But once again, folks, please go and donate to our show so we can interview these wrestlers and not lowball them. We've already had 2 wonderful listeners of ours donate to the cause. They have comped our hotel rooms in Vegas. I want to say thank you very much to Adam and to Stacy. You guys are awesome. Here's the QR code again. Kind of bring us home.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. Are you going to be bringing the banner, I wonder? The BWF banner as well?
To Vegas? Oh, yeah. I'm bringing the banner.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bring it all, baby.
It's going to be an interesting one. And yes, please give money. We're officially going to Vegas. We are going to do as much content, hopefully, as we did last year, which I think is impressive. We released, we released like 4 or 5 pieces of content that came out of that.
It was really good and really fun to interact with
we're
everybody.
really good at this.
Do it again. Yeah.
We're really good at this. We know how to have a good time.
I think we're going to at least host one tailgating show, event, thing on night 1. I'm hoping we can get a ticket for night 2 so I can see John Cena turn heel. I want to be there for that moment in life. But tickets are so expensive that we're just going to hopefully hang out with you, the BWF Nation, the WWE Universe at Allegiant Stadium, I do believe it's called, in Las Vegas, in the parking lot. We're going to have a great time. We're going to watch the show together. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have a debate table. We're going to get you on camera. It's going to be awesome. But that being said,
all this.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Until next week, my friends. Oh yeah, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to bring it home next week, my friends. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe we will leave it up to you. Putting a poll on YouTube, looking for that. But until next week, we don't watch the product. Do not take us serious. Have a good one, everybody. Cheers.
All right.